Are you ready for English tip today? Okay. If you're ready, then go on. Just a little bit chit chat. It's not about learning lesson or whatever. I just talk whatever I think about English. Okay, whatever. It's not about preparation or whatever. Just talk. Okay, just a little bit talk. And today, what I want to talk is English foundation. Okay, a lot of students, they learn English whether they go to public or private school. I think they did the same thing and do the same thing and gonna continue to do the same thing. So the first thing about learning English is about foundation. If you lack a foundation, then you may spend more time and study less thing. You learn less, but spend more time and learning less things. Okay? So what is the foundation? And you know the English only 26 alphabet? 26, yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, something like that, until Z. So only 26, that is not enough for you to understand. And that is not enough for you to read English, to read English word correctly. Because day 26 is not enough for you. In order to have a strong foundation, you have to know 45 sounds of English, and you have to know some rule. Some rule here for foundation, it's a rule. And you have to know at least 78 grapheme. It's a grapheme. If you are not sure what is grapheme, then I will explain you a little bit later. Okay? So 45 sound you have to understand, plus some rule here, and also at least 78 grapheme. Simple grapheme is letter and letter combination. So for example, this is a grapheme. We call letter C, and it sound like K. It sound K, but grapheme is like this. Okay, and the same thing. Another grapheme is K, but the same thing is the sound also the same thing. And another thing is CK. We also call grapheme, and it sound the same thing. So if you're not sure which one is grapheme, which one is sound or phoneme, this is we call sound. Or we have another word we call phoneme. Okay, don't care about phoneme or whatever, just sound. Okay, because that is the really important for any student have to go through this first. If you want to start the right thing and have a strong foundation, you have to know all of this. It's not happen overnight, but you need more time to practice and learn those kind of things. For sure, it's a little bit hard as well. But if you do the right thing from the beginning, then English is not really hard for you to study. It's not just only for who are smart and can learn to speak English well. You also can do it, but the thing is you don't have that strong foundation, and when you lack this kind of foundation, then you have to struggle with memorizing a lot of things. How does this word read? How does it sound? How do you spell it? How can I spell this word correctly? And what is the meaning of this word? What is the part of speech, noun, verb, whatever, something like that. Because you don't have strong foundation, then it can lead you to learn English hard. You spend more time and really hard, but you learn just a little bit. Okay, you learn a little bit. Do more thing, work hard, but get a little bit benefit from it. So again, sound is sound. Okay, so what is the here is the sound, and what you see and what you write is the grapheme. Okay, you understand that now? So first thing first, you have to understand the sound of phonemes and grapheme. So grapheme is like letter, okay? Simple is we call letter, just letter, just letter. If you don't, confuse whatever, just letter. So for example, one sound of K, of sound like K, we have to know C, we have to know K, we have to know C, K, we have to know Q, QU, and QUE. So one sound or one phonemes, there are 6 graphemes. Okay, 6 graphemes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Q, QU, and QUE. So this 6 grapheme play the same role, play the same sound. It's not same role. It's same sound, something like that. So that is again, English is more than 26 letter, because 26 letter is not enough for 45 sounds or 45 phonemes, and it's not enough for 78 graphemes. You see, one sound, there are 6 graphemes, 6 letter and letter combination. Simply, we can say that. So again, when you start learning English and you jump up to 26 letter, and then you go to study sentences, simple sentences, and grammar and something more, whatever that you learn, without this strong foundation, you will have a lot of struggle. I talked earlier that you spend a lot of time and you spend a lot of effort, but you study less thing because of this one. Again, if you don't know this foundation, then you cannot read English correctly. Okay, I don't say well, but correctly is really important. If you don't read the word correctly, then it have you, it make you have to, you have to spend more time in order to learn those one single word. Okay, one single word that you have to spend more time. For example, the word dark. So just dark, you have to learn a lot of things. You have to learn meaning. You have to learn spelling. You have to learn how to read it, sounding out, and you have to learn it part of speech. Okay, this is one word. For sure, from the beginnings, you don't need to do a lot more like that. Maybe you don't need to study past, speech, noun, verb, or adjective, whatever. It's not really necessary for the beginner student. But if you can do it from the right thing from the beginning, I think it's a lot of helpful as well. It helps you a lot with speaking and sentences, writing, as well as other things. Okay, so if you don't know how to read this because you don't have the foundation, then you have to memorize that this is read dark. Okay, you have to think, okay, dark like that. Dark, maybe not dark because you don't know this, so you have to do dark, something like that. So it's not really fully correctly reading word. And then you have to memorize how to spell it. So you have to D-U-C-K, D-U-C-K like that. So you have to write down a lot, D-U-C-K, D-U-C-K like that. But if you know this is, we don't need to. And this is also, we don't need to care about too much. Because when we can read it correctly, then it's automatically to go to your mind, to your memory, easy. And the same thing, you just read dark correctly, and you know some rule I talked earlier, then you don't need to know that dark You don't need to know the spelling because you know the sound d, a, and k. And for sure there are many k here, many k, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 k. But how do you know this? Because of how do you know that the k is the ck? Because you know some rule, you know the sound and everything. So when you know the foundation and you know all those combination, enough combination for you to read this word correctly, then you omit a lot of things. You don't need to care much about spellings and how does its word sound like. Okay? So when you can don't need to care about those things, then you spend less time and you can study faster and easier. So I'm not sure you understand, but try to understand it. And if you want to study foundation, I do it online. I teach English online. Okay? So just contact me for more information. Be your brother, your sister, or whoever you want them to learn from the right thing, then just contact me. And you are not sure what I'm just saying today, explaining rubbish, things, just ask me. I will talk to you one by one directly to explain you what is it. Then you may feel like, okay, I understand that. If you understand, that's okay. If you don't understand, it doesn't mean that my English is bad or your English is bad, but maybe because sometimes my explanation is not enough for you because it's less time and you need more time to understand. So just contact me if you have any question about foundation, and I do it online. So wherever you are, you can study English with good English. Okay? And within 4 to 6 months, then you can read English correctly, and then you can go on to conversation English as well. I have foundation, I have conversation, and I have grammar. Grammar is not about first thing first. You don't need to care about grammar. First thing first, you don't need to care about conversation. But first thing first, you need to care about foundation first. Okay? When you have a strong foundation, conversation is okay. And then grammar, you start with the other way. It's not about drilling yourself to do grammar, present simple like this, like that, and structure like this. We don't need to care about that too much. When you care that too much, it's not good with learning English. You cannot speak English like fluently. You know what I mean? It slow you down a lot when you study too much grammar, because you think, oh, this is wrong, this is not right, oh, but this is right, it is wrong, something like that. So a lot of question in your mind before you can speak a sentence. Okay, just one sentence, it make you think like nearly a minute or something. So when you do that, it's not a good idea for studying English. Okay, I think it's enough for today. And if you have question, comment below or send me the message, whatever. Talk to me on phone. I put a phone number there, but I don't like to talk on phone too much, be honest. So comment below or send me the message. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, that's it for today. And if you have question again, just do it. Okay, bye bye. See you in the next video.